Flight boss, bitch. I know y'all probably tired of seeing me in this car or whatever like that, though. But it's just been a lot of stuff going on. But I'm gonna take it back to my my fortress of a room where there's nothing but beautiful planets, rocks. I'm gonna go back to that room, you know what I'm saying, where you see nothing but waterfalls and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, because it sets me in the vibration. But the car sets me in the vibration too, because I make a lot of money in this car, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes I like to sit outside because it can avoid a lot of people from knocking on the door, you know what I'm saying. I can see people before they come, you know what I'm saying, and it's more convenient because it's hot outside. I'm breathing in fresh air. I'm receiving information from birds, bugs, animals, all kind of shit, man. I communicate with bugs, birds, shit, man, you name it, man. I communicate with it. But this video right here is mainly about who's the person name, because I would shout you out right now, man. I seen a comment yesterday when I got to look at them, and a person wanted to ask me what was the difference and what's the point of Verdic and Western astrology. But the premises that they laid their question out for me was that they are actually into Verdic astrology a little bit more than Western astrology. And I don't want to say that's a mistake, or I don't want to say that's a good thing, because there's continuous in both systems, but both systems need to be separated. Like you can bring them together, but you have to know where they separate. You can't just be like, okay, I'm my Western sign and I'm my Verdic sign or Sidereal sign, and then try to like look at a bunch of videos trying to understand how you could incorporate both signs. No, it don't work like that. And I'm gonna tell you, and first of all, let's break this down. Let's break this down. First of all, the whole reason they even got that science in the first place is because it's Western. We're on the Western side hemisphere. We're on the Western hemisphere of the Earth. So from a Eastern perspective, if you're on Western and you're looking to Eastern perspective of things, and depending on the rotate of the axis of the and then there's something called the precession, and the equinox, you know what I'm saying, the equinox, and then you get to the axis of the Earth, equator and all that, not the equator, but you know, the way that the Earth be leveled. Now if you live on the Western hemisphere, the Eastern hemisphere will seem to be like back, it will appear to be that the stars is back a few, and like a few steps back. And if you was on the Eastern hemisphere, it would seem that the stars go a few steps forward. Now you can do this in any kind of way. You could say if you was in the Eastern, it goes forward, it goes backwards. And if we could say we going backwards, we could say Aries goes into Taurus is actually backwards. We could say actually Aries is supposed to go into Pisces, like the ages. And then they could do the same thing and vice versa. So another thing too is Eastern, like Verdic astrology, don't associate any energies with that. That doesn't hold energy. Like as much as Verdic astrology tried to have natal charts and try to explain to you about the personality or something like that, they will always be wrong to a person born on the Western hemisphere. Just like if someone from the Western hemisphere was to do a natal chart for someone who live on the Eastern hemisphere, we will always be wrong. So it's like, because we're on Earth, so a geographical location is important. They even have geographical astrology and shit like that, like places of events that's going to happen and shit like that. Like they even have that. Like it's all that is important, because me standing in Youngstown, Ohio, a star may appear to be in a slightly different position than someone who stay in India. You know what I'm saying? And and the distance between it will make it seem like almost a 22-degree radius of a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, but I will want to separate this. Look at it like this. Eastern, like Sidereal, Verdic astrology, that's astronomy trying to combine astrology with it. Astrology is knowledge of the stars. Astronomy is the positions of where the actual stars are. So It's like Western astrology is like yin, and Eastern astrology is like yang, which is the astronomy aspect of it. So they would tell you, okay, like for an example, because this been happening. This is an example right here, so you can know what's going on. Say we in Sagittarius, right? Now, Western astrology is going to explain the energy of Sagittarius and explain the energy portion of the sky where Sagittarius reside, right? Now, with Verdic astrology, you're going to get the actual stars, the actual star systems that manifested out of that portion of energy in the sky. So they're going to talk about the stars. So when you talk about Verdic astrology or Sidereal astrology, this is how they calculating things. So say you're a Sagittarius, you was born through November or something like that. They look at it like this. All the Sagittarius stars, like all the Sagittarius star systems that manifested out of that constellation, they're looking at it like astronomy. All them stars are in Capricorn right now. So if you claim you're a Sagittarius, they looking at it like, well, all the Sagittarius stars is gone, so you're actually a Scorpio. Because when the Sagittarius stars moved out of that portion of the sky, the Scorpio stars was moving in. So when the Scorpio stars was moving in, Sagittarius stars was moving out. Capricorn stars ended up in Aquarius. Aquarius stars ended up in Pisces. But see, what happens is they're taking the Western system, because not as far as back as the shamans and shit like that, but Western astrology, as far as the energies behind it and the intent behind it and the frequencies behind it, that originated with Western astrology. The Egyptians studied Western astrologies. Let me say that again. The Egyptians studied Western astrology. So anything you got to talk about Egyptians and all that shit, and they created and they made all them sidereals about the sun, all that was based on a Western system. That was not based on a Verdic or Sidereal system. The Sidereal and Verdic, that was way back in that came about when we started learning exactly where the planets and shit is. But it had Verdic and Sidereal had nothing to do with these star systems do for you. They just was getting worshipped and where they was at part of the time. But let me combine them now. Let me tell you, because look, there's some astrologers out there that do both, but I'm not gonna say they don't have an idea how to do both. But with the flight shit, the flight astrology, I'm gonna give you the most narrowest and the most basic idea of how to incorporate both of these. Now, other astrologers may tell you to separate it and may not know how to incorporate it. I'm here to show you how to incorporate it. Now, this is how you incorporate it. Okay, and before we get to that, I want to talk about this too. Because look, with Sidereal, with Sidereal, it's more like your life path. It's more like your soul. With Verdic astrology, Eastern astrology, you can figure out where, like, same way with how it's like astronomy, and you can figure out where the actual stars at right now. It's like you can figure out where your actual soul been at. Just like when you was born this 2,000 years in this age, you are whatever you are, right? Now, just like every 2,000 years, there's it's a new age. Same way, that's every star move. You know what I'm saying? To another star, every star system moved through another star constellation. Now, Verdic and Sidereal astrology will confuse you with thinking that the only stars is moving is only the constellations, but this been going on. You know how many fucking star systems from different solar systems and star constellations then traveled here and like just as well as all the Sagittarius star systems, just as well as they moved in Capricorn. You don't think it's other star systems? This is why we got Ophiuchus. This is why we got the serpents, the motherfucking the horse, the Gentiles, the motherfucking the motherfucking centaurs, all these is star systems that came from other places, and some originated in the Sagittarius sphere energies, and some came from other energies. But listen, This is where Sidereal get it wrong, because when, say, like I just said, the Sagittarius stars went into Capricorn, the Scorpio stars went into Sagittarius, they're still being used in that energy. Now, Sidereal and Verdic make you think that, okay, no, you're just a Scorpio. So when you look at it from a Western perspective, you're looking at it like, well, I've been pushed back. When you say you've been pushed back, you're looking at it, you're looking at Sidereal and Verdic, Eastern astrology, you're looking at it from a Western point of view. So you already got it wrong. And any Eastern astrologer who's telling you that already has it wrong. Because they may not be looking at it like that, but they're looking at it like they're trying to take you off Western astrology and put you on Eastern astrology. But you're looking at it like, okay, this is the way we're supposed to look at it. So when they tell you that, okay, oh, you think you're an Aries, but you push yourself back 22 degrees, you're really a Pisces. That's wrong, because you're looking at an Eastern way of things in a Western perspective. So it's like, okay, damn, I feel I'm supposed to be an Aries, but now I'm a Pisces because I had to push back. No, if you from Sidereal, if you into Sidereal and you into Verdic astrology, that's this what you are. Didn't no system get pushed back? Didn't no stars get pushed back or forward? No, that's just that system. So that once you look at it like that, you are already wrong. You got to look at it like that's just that system. You are a Pisces in Eastern astrology, Verdic and Sidereal. You ain't no, oh, I'm an Aries, but I got to push it back, and now I'm a Pisces. So no, it doesn't work that way. It's either you go by that way or that way. If you're not combining it, but I'm showing you how to combine it. And look, it's like you can even know your like Eastern and can show you your soul where you been at. Just like, okay, right now, if you was born in Aries and 22 degrees back you end up in Pisces, then that's where the star systems was at 2,000 years ago. Go 2,000 years before that, you was a Capricorn. 2,000 years, depending, and then if you know the Pacific degree, you could know if you came back as a Pisces. Because if you ended up a late degree Pisces, 2,000 years go past, you'll come back as an early degree Pisces. Then 2,000 years before that, you was a Capricorn. 2,000 years before that, you was Aquarius. You was Aquarius. Then 2,000 years before that, you was a Capricorn. And 2,000 years before that, you was a Sagittarius. 2,000 years before that, you know what I'm saying? So you can understand your life path that way. You know what I'm saying? Because of the procession. So you can find your source. That's what I was talking about, how you can find your source. You have to use Eastern and Verdic astrology to find your source. But Western is what you outputting. I don't want people to think that as soon as you figure out your Eastern sign, that you have to do things like that. No, you never exert any energy from your Eastern signs, your Verdic or Sidereal. I repeat, you're not playing out none of your energies unless you was born on the Eastern hemisphere of the world. If you're born on the Western hemisphere, you're playing out your Western hemisphere qualities. If you was born on the Eastern hemisphere, you're playing out your Eastern hemisphere. Western hemisphere is Western tropical astrology. Eastern is Verdic astrology. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you play it out. Now, you want to talk about processions and shit like that. That shit been going on. And not only with our 12 zodiacs. Like, all right, like, for an example, Aries. Aries is a star constellation. So, it's an energy that originated part in the sky. Now, it didn't have sex with other energy star constellations, star systems and everything, and came out its own star systems. Now, you got Andromeda, part of Draco, Cetus, all these different star systems came from other areas that mixed in with the war, fighting for the energies and shit like that. And then what happens is these energies get used through. Okay, look, for an example. Okay, like they say, let's go back to Sagittarius, since I already established what was going on there. They say you're a Scorpio if you was born in Sagittarius energy. No. If you was born in the Western Hemisphere, the star systems that was in Scorpio are utilizing Sagittarius energies. You know what I'm saying? You even got my star that 2,000 years ago, like 8,000 years ago, it was in Scorpio. Which is my moon sign is is Antares. It's the heart of the Scorpion. Now, it's in Sagittarius right now. So I'm not going places telling people, like, and it's the same thing. Like in Eastern, like Verdic and Sidereal astrology, my moon sign is the same thing. Antares lands in 15 degrees Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what system you go by. You're gonna be a star system. You're gonna be from a star system, like, and it's gonna incorporate both qualities. Like if you're a cusp, like say you're a Aries Pisces cusp, and you don't know if you're a water or fire, I can take you and show you your Pacific fixed star, and your Pacific fixed star be a fire and water. It's gonna be that anyway. It might not be Aries or Pisces. You might be from a whole nother star. It's just, these are just maps. The 12 constellations are just maps. That's all it is. Just maps to the sources of the energy portions of the sky. And then for everybody talk about that 13 sign too, like there's no such thing. Look, if it's a star system. Ophiuchus is a star system, not a star constellation. Now we may call them constellations because they get so big and they have their own sphere of realities and stuff. But when we want to talk about our solar system, our sphere of reality, a sphere of reality is built of a 360-degree vortex. A vortex is a sphere of reality. A sphere is a sphere. To make a sphere has to be a 360. That's why everything in space is a sphere. So if you add 30 degrees, or however big Ophiuchus is, that's 390 degrees. That's not a accurate sphere for our sphere of reality. A sphere of reality is a 360 degree that creates an orb. You know what I'm saying? It's a sphere of reality that a solar system maintains and creates the rotations of everything to maintain that vortex. Now, people adding Ophiuchus is just a star system. And Ophiuchus, I got a video on Ophiuchus. It's really it's a big story about Orion and the death of Orion due to it was a war that's going on in Sagittarius. I got a video, go look at that, but I don't want to talk about that right now. But you know what I'm saying, I want to talk about Eastern astrology and Western astrology. Now, to combine them and blend them in is you can see where you've been and where you're going. Eastern is where you've been. That's shit you already did. Shit that you carried to here. Now what you need to do is put them traits into action. So if you was a Pisces in Eastern astrology and now you're an Aries here, they telling you to put your dreams into actions. If you was a Taurus, if you a Taurus now but you was an Aries back then, they telling you to make practical decisions out of your actions. If you a Gemini now but in Eastern astrology you was a Taurus, they telling you to communicate your practicality. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's all it is. It ain't really like, if you was a fucking Cancer now in Western astrology, but Eastern astrology you was a fucking Gemini, they're telling you to take more care and thought about your communication style. If you was a and not come across so emotional, you know what I'm saying? If you was a Leo now, but in Eastern and Sidereal astrology, you was a fucking Cancer, they telling you to have more sympathy and care about others instead of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you already have the ability to have great confidence and self-esteem about yourself. So don't throw that on others to lower their self-esteem. Share that same compassion that you have with yourself and show others how to do that, and that's how you will be center stage. It's like and it go on and on. If you a Virgo now but you was a Leo in Eastern astrology, you know what I'm saying, well, you need to take your take more a more practical stance and a more idealistic, not idea, but a more practical idealistic stance on how you exhort being the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to, if you want to be the center of attention, you need to take the most practical causes to be the center of attention. Like Leo's already the center of attention, but if you was a Leo in Eastern astrology, but you're a Virgo now, you need to take the practical causes to be the center of attention. Like if you want to be an actor, you need to take the necessary procedures it take to be an actor, and you will be the center of attention. If you want to be the best at work, you need to take the necessary precautions to be the best at work, to be the center of attention. Because if you was a Leo in this time, no matter how good or bad you'll be the center of attention. If you was the worst worker there, you will be the center of attention for that. If you was the best worker, you'll be the center of attention of it. Virgos, they have to take the practical causes to be that. If they was a Leo, and then now if they was a late degree Virgo here, and then in past they was still a Virgo, then they was cleaning up old traits. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is, man. Like if I was you, I wouldn't even really incorporate sidereal or Verdic astrology unless I incorporate everything. Like it's hard to just do that because they incorporate all Western science with Eastern shit, and then want you to think it's just a new Eastern, like, and really they want you to think it's just a new Western in an Eastern way, when really Eastern is supposed to be Eastern, Western is supposed to be Western. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And what else I wanted to talk about? I wanted to talk about, let me see, you got sidereal, Verdic, then you got Western, and yeah, the energies is just utilizing each other energies and shit like that. And like you got an Aries star system that's not part of the star constellation. It originated in the stars constellation, but you got an Aries star system in Taurus. But then you got a lot of other shit in Taurus too. You got Hades in Taurus. No, Hades is in Gemini. But you got Pleiades in Taurus. You got motherfucking part of Cetus in Taurus. A part of Aquila in Taurus. You got a lot of shit in Taurus, man. Like it's you got wars in certain constellations. You got peace going on. It's like Star Wars. I'm gonna make another Star Wars video and really break down everything that's going on. All the peace treaties, all the wars, all the wars that have been won, star systems that took over whole star constellation, like Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus almost took over the Sagittarius star constellation. Now they're using the Sagittarius energy for their own purposes and using it for their own shit. And then Ophiuchus has a head nigga that take orders straight from Orion, and they have a lot of soldiers like centaurs. They send the centaurs out to war, and the centaurs was going to war with the serpents and shit like that. And the serpents is resigning in like late degree Scorpio right now and shit like that, and they going to war. And a lot of this war was being played out in the new Hercules movie. Y'all watch the new Hercules movie that's played by The Rock. The movie sucks, but it's like, it seems like every movie nowadays is doing this shit, is incorporating this shit. This shit ain't fake. Like Hercules is actually in war. He's in between Sagittarius and Scorpio right now. So if you a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, if you was born on a 0 degree, 1 degree, and then a few in, maybe 7 degrees after a split, then maybe like bits and pieces, but mainly the cusp, you from the Hercules star system. Like you may think you a cusp. I'm a cusp because all these astrologers don't know how to combine shit and mix and separate. But at the end of the day, if you was 0 or 1 degree Sagittarius, or 0 degree Sagittarius, or 29 degrees Scorpio, you are a Hercules. You are from the Hercules star system. And the movie Hercules, with The Rock played in it, he's right in the middle of this war, with the centaurs being on the side of the Sagittarius, and the motherfucking serpents being on the side of the Scorpio. And Hercules is right in between this war, and that's a cusp. And you have a war going on with inside you. You listen to a regular person, they may be like, okay, he having this war because he had cusp, a water and a fire, so which is very well. But a Hercules share the same qualities. There's a fiery warrior that's dealing with watery emotions. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. But if you really want to know specifically what you are a Hercules. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. That's why I'm finna change all this shit. I'm finna say fuck Eastern astrology, fuck Western astrology. I'm finna have flight astrology.